Me, 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 me,
Oh, oh,
me,
oh,
me,
oh,
me,
oh,
me,
oh.
me,
Quack, quack,
me,
quack.
me, me. Everyone hit your highest note.
Oh, hello there. It's me, Gary, the monster from under your bed, and your new spooky friend through the month of October. You are listening to the We're Not Experts podcast with Noah, Caleb, Jonah, and our special guest through the month of October, Carter. Happy Halloween.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the We're Not Experts podcast. Today, I'm joined by me, myself, and you.
I'm Caleb.
You.
Big Mikey.
You.
Hey, I'm Carter.
Nice. We're all here. It's Halloween. Well, it's not Halloween. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that.
It's
Spooktober.
October.
It's Spooktober.
It's October 7th at the
knew that.
recording of this podcast.
Oh, you're spoiling our
We
secrets.
just outed ourselves.
You outed us for recording a week in advance. Oh my gosh. I can't believe you do
outed
that.
us for being responsible people.
Yeah. No, we would never do that.
There goes our charm.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, it's the second week of Spooktober now. We've got some super spectacular stuff to talk about today. Caleb's got something he's talking about.
Wait. What if it wasn't I can't say that word.
Spectacular?
What if it was spooktacular?
What if what was
like that.
spectacular? I forget what I said.
The stuff we're going to talk about today.
Yo, the stuff we're going to talk about today is spooktacular. I'll tell you what.
Yes.
We're going to be talking about, what are we talking about? Oh, we're talking about some real life scary situations that people have gone through.
Like
Burglaries, home
home
invasions,
Real life horror.
real life horror, you know, all the good stuff. We did Reddit horror stories last time. It was super cool. This time we're doing, our spooktacular stuff. Caleb's got some sort of topic at the end. He hasn't told me, and I don't want to know yet. So that's going to be a surprise for the end of the episode that he's going to talk about. But yeah, I mean, it's gonna be spooky. It's gonna be spooktacular. We're gonna have a good time hanging out here. We got a nice cozy fire in front of us on the television.
it's kind of blurry,
It is.
but it is really cozy.
It's cozy though. There's cinder block around the fire, so it looks like we're in an insane asylum.
I'm wearing a Winnie the Pooh shirt that's a little too small.
I'm not wearing a shirt.
And yeah, let's jump right into it.
Who's going to kick us off?
It's the best thing to do a podcast naked because then you're truly involved with nature.
Is that why you have a blanket on right now?
I don't even have a blanket on.
Oh
I
man.
want to
All
drop a
I'll kick us
disclaimer.
off with a story.
Well, it's a disclaimer first, all right?
Oh, disclaimer.
Listen,
Okay.
if you're a little sissy, leave. This is not for you. This is for real men. And if you're a real man,
Stay.
I appreciate you. Stay.
All right, shall I kick us off with the first one? Because I got 3 different ones,
That was
so
a joke for yourself. What
I should
the
probably
heck?
do
Oh my
one.
God.
I don't know if we can reenact any of these. Not because they're like edgy or anything, just because I don't know how you would reenact them.
Oh,
That's
we'll
fair
figure it out.
But we'll put some creepy music behind it still and stuff.
I mean, we're all A-list actors.
All right, should I? I won't read the title of it. Yeah.
Does the title give away the ending?
A
lot of those
little
really-
bit. It
yeah,
gives
a lot
it gives a little bit away. So I'll
No
just
title.
no title.
Make up
We're
your own
gonna start it.
title.
Alrighty. This is a story that I found on Reddit, the godforsaken place.
It's already scary.
It's it's very scary. Let's dive right into it. Okay. So I was about 13 or 14, and my mom told me she was going to the grocery store. It was probably around 11 p.m., but she normally went to the grocery store late at night, mostly because we lived in a big city at the time, and the store was always really busy during the daytime. but also because she loves candy and wanted to get some. Hold up.
You're breaking my immersion.
I'm sorry.
She wants to go to the store. It's a little later than usual. I don't know why. She likes candy.
This is what the story says. Okay.
Dude, I believe it.
Right back in. About 5 minutes after she left, I got this sudden feeling of being watched. But it wasn't like a being watched feeling. It was like getting the butterflies from talking to your crush, but not in a good way. Like when you almost fall but don't, and you get this rushing pain to your feet. I've never experienced that, but
She
I know
sounds
the
crazy.
I know the butterflies thing.
I think she has diabetes.
That might be it. Anyway, I had this feeling before, but never this strong, and I always knew why I felt that way. This time, I had absolutely no clue why I did. I've always been highly intuitive. I get it from my mom, and this really scared me. The people next door were two young women who had just gotten out of college and got married, so I went over to their door because they normally stayed awake late. A few minutes passed by, and no one was answering the door, so I stood on my doorstep until my mom came home. When my mom came home, I told her that I felt like I was being watched and that something bad was about to happen. My mom said that she felt the same way, so we stayed up all night until the morning. About a week goes by, and the whole week we both felt like this. During this week, a growing stench of rotten eggs and burnt hair started to accumulate. If you straighten your hair, you know what I mean. We hadn't seen our neighbors since that night, so my mom decided to call them and make sure they were okay. They didn't pick up the phone. Another week goes by, and there was no sign of our neighbors, so my mom and I went down to the police station to report missing people. They said that all they can do is wait it out because there wasn't any real evidence of them being missing. Weird. About a month passes, and no sign of the couple. My mom once cat-sitted for them, so she knew the passcode to their back door. She opened the door, and the whole condo was a mess. Windows were shattered, mattresses on the floor, lamps broken, desk drawers open. The whole thing looked like they were frantically searching for something. My mom called the police, and the police searched the whole condo but found nothing. As they were searching it, I went back to our condo and heard some rumbling going on in the attic. I got my mom, and she opened it up. I will literally never, ever, ever forget the blood. There was a trail of blood going all the way to the window of the attic, but not really a trail. It was too much blood to be a trail, more like a path of blood. The rumbling got louder and louder, and then suddenly stopped. I shined my flashlight on a short, dark figure. It was an old man sitting there, eating my neighbors. I will never forget the way his teeth looked. They were matte, but not at the same time, green, but also red from the blood, and chipped on every single one of them. I passed out, and my mom grabbed me by the arms and pulled me out. I was in and out of consciousness, so I don't remember much from there. But my mom remembers every single detail. She told me that she was screaming, and the police came in and pushed the guy to the ground. I woke up about an hour later in my grandma's house. Basically, he chased them around their house and into our attic while we weren't home and killed them. He was living with their bodies in our attic for about 2 weeks. The guy got the death penalty. I think this experience changed me in a way that isn't reversible. So, yeah, always trust your first instinct.
I didn't know we were going that dark on
I
our
know, that was
podcast.
crazy.
The guy was like an ogre.
Dude, it was...
He was a goblin up there, dude.
I opened up my Reddit this morning, and this was the first story I found, and I was
God
like,
wanted
dude,
you to tell their story.
I needed to tell their story. So the title of the story was "The Time My Gut Was Right." So I mean, it kind of spoils that something big is gonna happen, but I mean, you kind of know that from me reading the story.
I kind of hated that.
Why?
It's just so gross.
It was gross.
Okay, I'm just gonna say right now.
Yeah.
A week into living in your house,
If you
and
have
you
a
smells like decaying
flesh,
corpse
Yeah.
and burnt hair, you just say, "Let's wait it out another week." Like that was
They
that
didn't
to me
find
was
it.
the only part. I'm like, all right, guy, like you guys should have said something. That's not a normal occurrence.
there's some weird things I think I find about the story. One, they went to the police to file the missing persons report or whatever, right? And the police were just like, "Oh, I can't do anything about it. There's no evidence
Well,
they're missing."
okay, so for missing person reports, you see it
Yeah.
all over. Like if you watch Dayline and stuff,
Yeah.
unless it is a minor, they don't like investigate missing persons unless
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a minor or unless there's actual sound evidence, because it could be used to be like They went on vacation. You guys aren't even friends. Like,
Yeah.
you don't know. Maybe they want to get away for a couple weeks.
No, that's fair.
And they don't want to put resources and time to, like, figuring out this person's just in the Bahamas for the weekend.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because I can't remember. It was something like they talked about, like, statistically, like, 90% of the time, it's just them doing something that you don't know about.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's only that small
that's
fraction of the time that someone actually died and you don't know about it. If it's kids, though, kids, they'll do whatever. Because you're like, yeah, kids shouldn't just randomly disappear.
Yeah. No, the other thing that I thought was weird about the story is, like, they had this suspicion that something weird was happening, but she waited a month to go into the house.
Right!
Like, she waited a month and then she finally goes in the house, which is weird.
Well, like, if you were telling the cops, too, like, hey, you know, my neighbor's been gone for a week. Also, we've been smelling dead bodies for a whole week, and our neighbors are missing.
Yeah, like,
and
I
we
feel like
share a
the...
freaking wall, like...
Like the rotten egg and like burnt hair smell. I feel like that's a sign. And like you've been having this weird feeling your neighbors are missing. Like you think they're missing. I feel like that's all a sign. Like, hey, you should at least tell the cops something weird's going on. Also, obviously they didn't go in their attic for like a month.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like-
that guy made a whole house out of it.
Yeah, that's the other thing that was a
Well-
bit confusing to me is so they were talking about it was condos, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how. I guess I don't know how the layout of the building.
I'm not rich. I don't know how
Well-
a condo works.
For me, the biggest red flag in the whole story was that the guy was eating them raw. Like he didn't even
Yeah, no,
he didn't even cook them. I
he was a
mean,
madman.
they
Oh.
can't be enjoyed if they're not cooked.
He couldn't turn into a nice steak.
Like what? What?
some
He's
nice
gonna get
pork
worms
rinds.
or something. He should have cooked them.
Season him a little Cajun,
Well, I think
some
he's been doing
teriyaki.
that for a while. To be honest with you, I mean, you heard the state of his teeth.
Maybe the burnt
State
hair.
of his teeth. Yeah.
Maybe the burnt hair was him cooking them.
Yeah, I think that.
Listen,
He had a
I'm
whole
only
open flame
upset
in
if
the
he ate
attic.
them
He had a
raw.
whole little like Martha Stewart kitchen set up. He had a George Foreman up
probably
there,
did.
dude.
You
Like
know,
we could've
that's so
joined for
much
dinner?
wasted
Oh, yeah.
flavor.
yeah.
No, he burned their hair off so he didn't have to eat it.
Smart.
Maybe
I think
My
he
guy
def-
took a
because you
curling
can't
iron
digest
to him.
hair.
How long ago did these people die? Did it say? Because I don't want this to be recent, and I'm like,
Yesterday.
we're talking about how they should
the
have like
post.
cut them up.
The post was from 197 days ago, and it happened when the person was a child.
Oh, so we're good.
Yeah.
I like how they ended with yeah. So like,
It also
trust your
could not be
instinct.
real.
There
It
is
could not be
always
real.
that.
I want it to be real because that means we got
Whoa.
we got a zombie goblin.
No,
That's
no. Yeah, there's
amazing.
a possibility that it's not real, but also just
Or
from,
it
like-
would have to been actually. It would have had to been like pre-90s because didn't we get rid of the death sentence in the 90s
maybe.
or was it the 2000s?
I think there's still a death sentence. I just think it's extreme cases.
I think
Like
it's
maybe
also only
cannibalism.
like legal in like certain parts of the United States.
I think you're right. Yeah, statewide.
Yeah, so yeah, it could be fake. Obviously, I mean, you can't really tell on
Well, where's
like,
the fun of this?
Reddit and stuff, but I honestly think it was real. There was like some details about it that were like, yeah, that's I don't know. This seems like they're actually like telling a memory of their past or whatever.
Anytime I read something on Reddit, you know it's probably fake, but
I
it's
always-
more fun to imagine it's real.
I always hate those
Like, let's
attic
have fun.
stories. I hate the idea of someone living in your attic
Because
without
you
you
don't
knowing.
look in it.
You
Like,
don't go
never
in
look
your
in
attic. Yeah, you don't go in your attic, so it's like, I hate that.
Well, our attic isn't a normal attic. It's not like one where you like pull down in the ceiling and you walk on up. It's like
Yeah.
it's a door in our like upstairs
Do you-
hallway.
Do you guys have the attics where you gotta like pull it from the ceiling?
Yeah, I have
oh,
one
dude, you
upstairs.
better go check there for the Goblin Man.
I can't even tell you the last time we've touched my attic.
Exactly.
Like,
We might need to go on an attic
I think-
adventure.
I have an attic here.
We'll probably
We
get jumped by
should.
possums.
I'll tell you what, I was actually impressed that the man was able to like stay quiet when he needed to for so
And
long.
eat human bodies. My guy was dead silent, eating human bodies.
yeah,
That's
but that's normal.
amazing.
Like, how could he be so quiet though?
I expect it to be like.
Also, does that mean he's homophobic because he killed a lesbian couple?
No, I don't think that was
nice.
his first case.
Wait,
probably.
were they a lesbian couple?
Yeah, it was two young
Yeah.
girls fresh out of college.
R.I.P.
Both for
them.
graphic design degrees, ready to go on to the world.
I don't think they said
disgusting.
anything about their degrees. I think
No,
you
I'm,
just...
I'm just filling in the gaps in the story.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's just what he wants it to be.
Yeah, I figured
He was
we should
jealous.
I figured we should start with something darker so we can set the tone.
True.
I got one that's not really It could
before
be
we do that.
anything.
Should we drop a disclaimer that actually is
Before we
very,
do
very
that,
tragic and murderous, and I'm very
Caleb
sorry.
should probably turn his body because I don't know if it picks it
Oh.
up. As
Yeah,
well.
that's true.
I started rotating the other way because I thought it was worse.
It's definitely much better.
Hey guys, it's me, Stacy. You're probably wondering what I'm doing here right now. Well, the We're Not Experts guys asked me to come on here and tell you guys that you should go follow their YouTube channel, We're Not Experts. They've got a couple videos up already, but they have some more in the works for you guys that I think you guys will really like. I'll tell you what, I really like the videos they already have out, and I think you guys will as well. I'm already subscribed. I even hit that bell for the notifications. So you know what? You guys should do that as well. Thanks, guys. I appreciate your time.
This is one that can it has an open ending. We make it whatever we want this ending to be.
Okay, let's make an ending afterwards.
So it's
It's
this
like my relationship.
it's this little kid.
Yeah.
He's about I think 12 years old, right?
Okay.
And he's a gamer boy. And he's just sitting and he's playing games, right? He's got his headphones on. And he hears his mom call from him from downstairs.
Okay.
And he yells, "What?" As all do, you
Yeah.
know? And then she yells his name again. And he's like, "What?" And then it happens a third time. He's like, "What?"
Yeah.
Nothing. She's she's just yelling the name.
At that point,
Which
I don't go
again
out.
happens to all of us.
Yeah,
I feel like that happens all the time.
it literally. I hate when they do it. You know, because it's like it's always when you're in the middle of an important moment
super
of the
important. So then
Mom, I'm gaming. I got a kill streak. You can't do this, Mom. I can't pause.
So he gets up and he's like, "All right, whatever. I'll go find her." And he hears it again, and it's coming from the basement. And he's like, "All right, she's just doing laundry or whatever. I'll go down." So he says he steps on this. He gets on the steps, and she yells again. And at that point, he yells, "What?" And he's like, "I know for sure she hears me. Why isn't she doing anything?" And then he starts realizing, he's like, every time she's yelled for me, it's been the exact same tone of voice. Nothing has changed. There's been no difference. It's like the same yell is being replayed.
Icky.
So he's like, whatever, I'll go down. And he notices, he says that the basement door is always shut, but it was open. So he's like, all right, she's doing laundry or whatever. So he starts going down, but all of the lights are out in the basement. So he's like, well, I don't get why all the lights would be out if she's out here.
Yeah.
So he turns on the lights, and he goes down, he doesn't see anyone, and they have a closet under the staircase,
Oh, I have one of those.
and the door was open. It was open, and he goes, that door's always shut, and it's always got something in front of it, because they never go in it.
Ooh.
And the closet door was open. So he said he ran as fast as he possibly could upstairs, locked the door, and then called his mom, and his mom was out grocery shopping.
Ooh.
And so she came home, and then when the dad came home later that day, they all went down to
Investigate.
to check, and that door was shut. And then they called the cops, and the cops came down and they checked the entire basement, and there was no one in it. But the weird thing is, because when he ran upstairs and he locked the door,
Yeah.
there was no way for if anyone was down there to get out.
Where
I
did
told you
hear
it's
that?
left
'Cause that's
open.
horrifying.
I know. So it's left open. So it could be like a ghost. He could be hearing things, or it could actually be someone in his basement.
You know what my mind went to? I thought it was like a trap, and he like had a recording of the mom.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. That one's left for interpretation.
May I ask
You know-
where you found this story? Just curious.
YouTube.
Oh, okay.
You know what I like to think? Here's what I like to think. Let's just do a little analysis here, right?
Please.
So the door's locked, right?
Yeah.
Homeboy. If there's a homeboy can't get out of the basement.
Right.
I'm thinking there's not an actual person down there because the cops came, they checked it all. You know,
Yeah,
there's-
they looked at everything.
they looked at everything. Homeboy's got a good hiding spot. If
Yeah.
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 And the other alternative, well, other alternative is that
We're
the
getting-
child is crazy. Okay.
He's
He's
schizophrenic.
schizophrenic. He's
No.
seeing things. You know, that's an option, but I don't think he is. The dude sounds like he's a sound guy. You know, sound reasoning. He went down there. Something seemed off. He booked it out of there. Locked that door.
Yeah.
Schizophrenics don't do that. Maybe. I mean, you know what I think?
Schizophrenics can run.
My boy's being
They
haunted.
don't have legs.
That's what I'm saying.
We're
Could
getting
be
paranormal
anything.
now.
Well, if we're gonna be honest, if the guy could break into a basement, like into someone's house, can he just break out of the basement too?
Fair enough.
Like we're talking about a guy who broke into someone's house. He could
Yeah,
probably
that's the
just
other
unlock
thing.
the basement door come around, lock it again, and shut it.
Well, it depends. Like, my house doesn't have a basement door. So if it's a house that has a basement door, you could, like, get out through the door. Or if there's a
Right.
window, you could get out. Like, in my basement, there's no way of getting out unless you go out through that door.
Yeah.
That's horrifying. I don't know why that's horrifying.
Well, it's
That
not
door-
safe for fire escapes. But
Yeah,
that's a
it's
whole
not
other
safe.
thing.
You better hope
There's
it's not a fire. You're about to
technically
get
that
roasted.
window is code.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, you can crawl out.
Yeah. It's like this tiny window I
You
have
try to
at the
keep
top
your
of my
head can
room.
fit, because your head's going to be the only problem. The rest of your body, you can
No,
just...
my head can fit. It's
Are you
big.
Break
telling
ribs.
him he has a big head?
No, I'm saying, like, when it comes
Did
to
you just
freezing
roast
through
him?
areas, it's always your head.
No, here's the thing. If the basement did catch on fire, I can't get out that window.
Because you can't squish your head down.
You
No,
can't?
it's because of the glass. That's like that solid, like,
Oh, glass block.
But
Yeah.
if you're in a situation where that fire's up there and you can't get out, and you
I'm
have to
going
go through that
up there.
glass, but you can't. Like, imagine
I'm
that
waiting
area's
down
on fire.
here.
Wait. Okay.
We kiss Clark goodbye.
Yeah, like...
I'll go in the bathroom and turn the shower on and stand in it.
Hey, that's pretty smart.
No,
It's
here,
like when the airplanes crash in and you jump last minute.
no, here's the thing. If
Dude,
there
why
was
don't
a
people
fire
do
on the
that?
stairs, I mean, technically, I could just run through the
Through the
fire,
fire, yeah.
get some burns, but run through the fire and get out.
So you think you have more of a... Do you think you had that capability?
The
though?
mental
Running
capacity?
through a fire.
Well, I think,
The end of
In-
your life, adrenaline's coming in.
yeah, I was gonna say with the adrenaline pumping right there, I think I could do it. Yeah, I would be in pain afterwards. I don't think I'd realize it right away because of the adrenaline. But I think
Right.
if it came down to it, a big adrenaline rush, it's, hey, you're either gonna burn to death down here or you're gonna get burned running through this fire.
Yeah, you might
Alright.
as well take
Yeah.
your shot.
Well, because everyone always says, because you always got the adrenaline factor, which is weird
Yeah.
because it's just legitimately saying, like, I don't know what I'm going to do unless my body is legitimately chemically induced to do it.
Yeah.
But it's like when people talk about, like, oh, there's like a slasher running at you. When you see him pop out at you with an axe, what are you going to do? And, like, a lot of, like,
A lot of people would punch
just
him in
would
the
freeze.
face. Oh,
No,
yeah.
I think a lot of people would freeze. I
Oh,
think
yeah.
in that situation, some people, and I don't think it's like you're weak or anything. It's just your brain immediately goes to like,
I have a story
don't
that's
know
similar
what
to
do.
that later, where the person froze when something happened. So I think
Oh,
that is.
like
the
we're gonna
thing.
tell?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell
Oh,
it
I didn't know
later.
if there's like a real. Okay, I don't mean to spoil, but I
This
was
is
just
also a
thinking
real
that
story.
because that happens like, because you can tell like something jumps at you. Some people just freeze, and
Yeah.
it's like I wonder if that's like would be your reaction to anything like. And it's not like a bad reaction; it's just your
Yeah.
brain just freezes because it's like, man, I don't know what to do right now.
Should we take a break to go investigate under my stairs?
Why would you say that?
Well, because
Just in case.
because we read the story, so we should look, right? There's no
Yeah.
door.
Hey, congratulations on making it this far into the podcast. That's pretty cool of you. You know what? I'm going to ask you a special little favor for my special little person. Can you listen to this podcast on every single site we have it on? We got it on Spotify. We got it on iHeartRadio. We have it on Audible/Amazon Music. You go listen on anything. Anything. Every time, multiple times, and we're getting so much freaking money, you won't be able to look at us without getting jealous. And that's what we want. You want to know why? Because we care about the money. We don't care about you. We don't care about anything. We care about the money. Anyways, thanks for listening. And we actually really appreciate you and love you guys so much. And we promise we won't let the fame get to our heads. Thank you.
I'm gonna kind of summarize this one a little bit and then do a little bit of reading for it because some of it's just unnecessary details and then some of it is like actually good details. This one actually reminds me of a story you guys told,
Uh-oh.
a real story that happened
Oh,
to
I
you
had to
guys.
tell that after.
No,
Well,
you gotta.
maybe we
No,
save
you
it
got.
for Halloween.
This is for the Halloween one.
Oh,
It's for
you're
the
right.
Halloween
You're
one.
right. You're right.
So this is a story titled "What Happened to My Roommate."
Oh,
So basically, I'll do the summarizing part
Some weird
first.
adult video title.
Basically, this person is describing how they've never been to. It's Prague, right? The country, Prague.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
They've never been to
Progressive
Prague.
rock.
Yeah, that thing. They've never been to Prague, and then they basically planned a last minute trip or whatever, and they were staying at a hostel. And
Wait, I zoned out. What about frogs?
no, they were going to Prague.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Okay.
Prague prom. What? What's Prague?
Bro,
Frogs
respect.
prom. I see.
No,
I see. It's Prague.
no. Okay,
Where
they
is
were-
Prague?
Prague is a country.
But where?
I don't
Europe?
I don't know. Maybe it's
No,
a city.
not Europe. It's not Europe.
Is it a city?
It's a
It's
country.
in the Czech Republic.
Oh, so South America?
Kazakhstan.
What?
No, you're right. It's not
Europe?
South America. Europe. No, it can't be Europe. It would have to be Asia then.
No, it's Europe.
No, it has to be Asia.
It-
Did it say
Czech
what?
Republic. I don't think that's how you say it technically.
Man,
All right. Anyway, so this person wanted to take a trip to Prague, and so they booked a last-minute trip. Blah 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 blah. You know, they're young. They stayed at a hostel because the room.
Young and in love.
Yeah, the room. So the room was a double for $12 a night. So obviously you're gonna stay at a hostel. And so I'll read a little bit of what they said here. So I found my room a double for $12 a night and made note of the fact that I had a roommate. She wasn't there, but on her side of the room there was a suitcase, dress neatly folded over the back of a plastic chair, a scattering of makeup containers on the beat up desk, and a stack of German fashion magazines on the bed. Blah 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 blah. They end up going out for a little bit and, you know, looking at the town and stuff. And then at around 6 p.m., I returned to my room to shower, change clothes, and unload my purchases. When I left my room about an hour ago, there was no indication that my roommate had returned at any point during the day. Well, they go out again, apparently. I don't know what's wrong with them. Oh, okay, so basically they just spent a lot of time going out. And then here's where the juicy stuff happens.
Spent a lot of time getting to know each other. Nice glass of wine, candlelight dinner.
No, the roommate was never there for any of it.
What?
It was just her. She
Oh,
never saw the
listening?
roommate. She never saw the roommate. So she was out. She saw there was a roommate in her room. Then she went out for a bit more after, you know, showering and stuff.
Oh, when I said still fit, she's just drinking it to herself.
Yeah, she is. And so it was nearly midnight when I returned to my hostel. So I was surprised to find that my roommate still hadn't returned. That wasn't uncommon though. Backpackers are a fickle lot. She could have gone on a short overnight trip and just left her stuff behind. Sorry, a fickle lot. You guys made me laugh.
I left all of my stuff behind when I'm trying to pack to go across all of Europe.
Well,
I
a
left
short
half my
overnight
belongings.
trip. The other options are hooked up with a guy and was holed up at their place or hanging out at another hostel. So I was surprised, but not concerned. I took another shower before bed, however, and was surprised to find that things in the room had changed upon my return. Her bed was neatly turned down. I don't know what that means.
Her bed was neatly turned down.
Yeah,
Meatly.
neatly
It's what
turned down.
happens when like you were going out for a nice hookup. And you got turned down, so you kind of go into your bed and you rifle it up yourself, like you had someone over
But
to make
neatly.
yourself feel better.
No, so I
about how
think
you're
it basically just
unlovable.
means that the bed was, you know, all tidied up and stuff.
Yeah,
And
probably tucked in.
yeah, the magazines had moved to the nightstand, and the dress was gone. The strangest thing, though, was the addition of a pink, silky nightgown spread across the bed. My bed.
Hey, she got a present.
Maybe she thought that she still had the room to herself. I didn't see how. My shopping bags, clothes, and toiletries were in plain view. I gently moved the nightgown over to her bed, and then settled in for the night, as I wrote in my journal. I assumed she was in the shower or somewhere nearby, so I expected her to return shortly. After about an hour, though, her side was still empty. I needed to use the restroom before I went to sleep, so I made one last trip down the hall. The bathrooms were not in the room, apparently. Or it's a hostel. Hostels are
Yeah.
like houses. So.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, she made one last trip down the hall. The building was unusually quiet. There weren't the regular sounds of chatty backpackers, the clinking of glasses, or music that would normally leak through the walls. There was nothing. It was hushed, like a church after the congregation has left. Facts, honestly. Churches after everyone leaves are really quiet. I found myself practically tiptoeing back. My room was near the end of the hall, and I couldn't shake the feeling that the corridor was darker than before. The few working lights were blinking as they struggled to stay lit, and it reminded me of a fun house. A tightness began to fill my stomach, and I subconsciously quickened my steps. There wasn't a soul behind me, yet I kept glancing back over my shoulder, convinced I'd see someone gaining momentum on me.
How long's this hallway?
I don't know, apparently pretty long. The only sound was the soft thud of my flip-flops as they struck my soles.
I hate that.
I was flooded with I was flooded with relief as I flung open my door, but it didn't last long. Everything was exactly as I left it, except for the silky nightgown, which was now back on my bed. Sleep came in fits and starts. I left the lamp on for a while, still convinced my roommate would be right back, but the shadows it cast made the room even spookier. It was too dark with the light off. Sorry, this has some
Fits and starts.
Yeah, this also has some typos in it, which are throwing me off a little sometimes. So
You know what
sorry
the
about
bathroom sounds like? You know, in Barracow or like in big cabins, how you have to walk like through all the stuff to get to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Because it's like in the middle of the building,
Yeah.
not like to your thing.
Yeah,
That's what it kind of sounds like.
yeah, it does sound like that. We still got a little bit here. I'd finally slipped into a deep sleep when I suddenly heard the door open. A man stood in the darkened doorway, the hall light behind him showing just enough for me to see his contorted face. I didn't mean to, he sobbed. You have to help me. Too confused and disoriented to be scared, I sat up, scrubbed at my eyes, and reached for the lamp switch. But once the room was lit, not light. Once the room was lit, I saw that the door was closed. There was no man. I quickly bounded off the bed and went for the door. It was locked. Nobody could have entered without a key, and the hallways empty. I passed the rest of the night fully clothed, sitting up in bed and with a light on. Though I'd paid for 2 more nights, at 7 a.m. I gathered all my stuff and went to the reception desk to check out. By the way, I said to the 20-something receptionist, my roommate never returned. I'm a little concerned. She picked up the room key, looked at it hard, frowned, and then glanced at her computer. What room were you in again? When I repeated it to her, she looked back at her screen. Ma'am, that room's been empty for 3 weeks, and it's been cleaned since then. We only have 6 people in the whole building. The hostel has since been renovated and is now a luxury hotel.
So why does that silly little fella have a nightgown?
He likes to dress
Silly
up.
little
Well, the fella wasn't there.
No, the fellow is there.
No, the fella was there.
fellows. there.
Fella is the only true part of that story is that man was in that house.
I don't think so.
The house wasn't even real.
See that I
It
will
was just
say
a guy.
Here's what I'm thinking, though. Because she said, 1, the door was locked. And 2, if you think about it, like, if someone opens your door and, like, says something in the middle of the night to where you, like, bolt up, like, scrubbing your eyes and turning on the light is going to take, like, 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Like, that's not enough time for someone to shut the door, lock it, and get out of the hallway.
What if he
True.
opened the door, locked it, then goes, "Help me" or whatever he said, and then
Yeah.
slams it while she's.
But she
wiping
said
the
she
eye.
didn't. She didn't say she heard that.
I didn't mean to.
Maybe
Slams
she
the door.
forgot a detail.
Maybe, but
Maybe she should have worn the nightcap.
The nightgown.
I'm surprised that you
Nightgown.
guys are trying to disprove it with your experience.
Yeah, but
Wait, which experience?
Well, we'll talk about it in a different episode, but the hotel experience.
Oh, yeah.
This is like
Yeah.
that same situation a little bit.
Situation.
yeah, but a ghost guy wasn't asking us to dress up in some nice nightgowns.
Well, the other thing that was crazy about
Speak for
it,
yourself.
If a ghost man told me to put on a nightgown,
well,
I'd do it.
I don't think that stuff was actually there. I think she was hallucinating it, is what was implied, because the person said that the room had been cleaned since then, since the last person was there.
Are you saying she has schizophrenia? Severe schizophrenia?
She might.
Should she be in a hospital?
Or
I do.
or the room was haunted and she was.
Is that your case?
she
Can you
was-
imagine that everyone on Reddit just actually has severe schizophrenia?
I believe it.
Like you see like 20 accounts.
Reddit's not actually real. It's just what everyone with schizophrenia.
It's one giant schizophrenic freaking hallucination everyone's sharing together.
Yeah.
Dude,
That's amazing. You like 500 accounts, really just one person with multiple personalities arguing
I
themselves in
believe it
comments.
personally. I believe it. The whole story.
Well, that one's more believable than.
Well,
the
that one's
cannibal
only
one.
freaking because it's a hostel.
No,
man.
I believe the
Anything
cannibal
could
one,
happen
too.
in a hostel.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I believe the cannibal one too. I believe both of them.
I'm excited for when we get into spoiler alert, the next couple episodes when we do like the Appalachian Trails and stuff like that. Because there's a lot of them like that where
That's
they're
true.
just some freaks, like just like basically like I'm going to kill this person,
Yeah.
and then just following them around like I'm going to kill this person the first chance I get.
Yeah.
That stuff's terrifying. That's why I don't get hostels. When you're like,
No,
yeah,
I
you're
would
bunked
never
up
go
with
to a
50
hostel.
different strangers, and I'm
Nope.
like, that's
Don't
freaky.
go to a hostel. A hostel
Well-
is a bad idea. It's cheap, but you don't know like what's gonna happen. Like, especially if you're like sharing a room with someone. Like,
It's supposed to be relatively safe, but it's also like you just never.
you never
It's like
know.
everything
Yeah.
in life. You just never know.
You could have a ghost boy visit you.
Very
When
true.
I'm reading around my Winchester rifle when I say my thing, my double barrel shotgun hiding in my
All right,
bed.
so you guys are saying that it's Cap, the story. Then.
Well, no.
No, I believe it.
It could be like, yeah, I just don't know.
I
what
think
it was.
everything I read's fake, but it's more fun if you believe it.
Hey guys. It's kind of awkward right now because I'm really just laying down talking into a microphone with a computer that's picking up my audio, but on your end, it's like I'm talking to you, so I don't really know what I'm saying right now, but yeah, go check out the links. Go check out Magic Touch Photos on Instagram, and We're Not Experts on Spotify, and I don't know, whatever else it's on. It's probably on a lot of stuff, so go check that out. And yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Hey Carter,
That's fair.
did you prepare a story?
Sort of, yeah.
What is sort of
Care to
thing?
share?
Let's hear it.
Like you
I'm
have a
gonna pull it
story. Are you gonna read it or are you gonna paraphrase it
Yeah,
a
I'm
little
gonna
bit?
read it.
Oh, okay, sick.
There we go.
Oh dang.
This one's called The Little Ghost Boy.
Oh man.
It's a bit of a long one.
Oh man.
I guess it's not really that long.
Come in a little
Little
closer.
Huh?
Alright, we'll be
Boy.
quiet so we can put some spooky music behind it.
Alright. So I worked at a sandwich shop. Anyways, I was getting ready to close at 10, and I'm pretty meticulous about closing on time because I usually am ready to go home by then anyways. It's 9:55 and the bell rings, letting me know someone came in. I grumble a little bit because I'm tired and head to the front. This little boy, probably 7 or 8, is standing in front of the counter. He was wearing old-fashioned jacket and like red baseball caps and stuff. I said, "Hello, what can I do for you tonight?" Like I usually do. He just stared at me like I grew a second head. I stare back confused. I have to use the restroom, he says, runs back to where the restrooms are. I hear the door squeal open and slam shut. At this point, I'm a little aggravated because I'm getting ready to close, and I don't want to have to wait on this little brat whose parents couldn't even have bothered to come in with him. So I start to close. I turn off the open sign and head to the back to do some quick dishes, thinking I'll just lock the door behind the little boy when he leaves. I finish the dishes and start to put food in the refrigerator. I'm starting to get pissed. All I have to do is put the food away, count the bread, and count the drawer. I finish all this and still no little boy. I put on my coat and get ready to leave, gathering receipts and such. I go knock on the door of the boys' restroom. "Hey, I'm closing, you need to leave." Nothing. "Hey kid, come on." Still nothing. "If you don't at least answer me, I'm going to open the door." The lock was broken, so I knew I would be able to open it. I stood there worrying that maybe something happened to him. "Kid?" I jiggle the handle until it opens. I kind of cover my eyes because I didn't really want to see a little boy in the toilet.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I expected him to scream or at the very least say something when all there was silence. I look into the restroom. I looked in the restroom, the size of the small closet. There was no one, no sign of anything. The lid was still lifted from when I cleaned it earlier. No trash on the bin. What? I checked the girls' restroom, the entire lobby. Nothing. Nowhere in the entire shop. There's absolutely no way that he left. It's like, it's impossible that he left because I've worked here long enough to know the doorbell. And I've worked here long enough to know the doorbell response. And I can hear it clearly everywhere in the store. I went into work earlier the next morning to check my close friend. To get my check. My close friend was there, and she talked for a little bit about her boyfriend and gossip that she had and whatever. Then she said, "Dude, there was the creepiest little kid standing outside the front door this morning when I came in. We come in and leave from the back door." "Really?" "Yeah, it was like standing there staring into the window. But when I opened the door, he ran off." "What did he look like?" I I ask, trying to keep from freaking out. Boy, gray coat, red hat. Neither. Wait. Sorry, this also has typos, so it's really hard to read. Oh, neither I or no one has seen or heard about him since. What the frig? What's that?
Frick. That's how it ends.
Yeah.
What the frick?
Okay.
It's also pretty open-ended, because
Who is he?
Who's this child?
Little
the little
street
ghost
urchin.
boy.
No, I believe it. I believe it because McDonald's also has a haunted restroom.
Yeah.
Okay,
Caleb knows about those.
we're not talking about that. We don't talk about what happened in the Hobby
You
Lobby
know
We
bathroom
will
in
on Halloween.
2012.
We're not
We
talking
will.
We
about
talk
the
about what
haunted
happened in
restroom.
2010 in the Hobby Lobby bathroom. In the beginning, I wasn't laughing at you. It just hit me the fact that we're talking about a ghost tour in Subway. It was just kind of funny. But I'm like, huh.
Dang, yeah,
Subway.
probably
I was
is.
laughing because of something that they said in the story. I forget what they said.
When you talk about not wanting to peep on the little boy, I'm like, yeah, I'm glad you. I'm
yeah.
glad you made sure we all knew that. But then when he's like, I know the door doesn't lock. I'm like, what? Like,
Yeah,
Well,
I'm
I
not
mean,
trying
like,
to peep on the
it's creepy
boy.
because there was enough detail for it to sound like an actual worker at some sort of sandwich shop or whatever, and like,
Yeah.
and yeah, the bathroom at a McDonald's definitely is like, or just the whole store definitely is some sort of haunted.
Are we saving this, or are we
What-
gonna talk about it now?
No, we're not talking about it now.
Here, one
Okay,
sec.
okay.
What was it actually a Subway or where was it?
No, it just says I work at a sandwich shop.
It
so-
sounded like a
okay.
Subway to me. That's
Gotta
why
be
I
a
started
Jersey
giggling.
Mike's.
So I'm like,
Well, I was just thinking like who closes alone and like is alone, but if it's like a Subway or something,
Subway.
then that makes
Mom,
sense.
Yeah.
my mom used to work at a Subway.
Well,
and she
if
said
it's-
she's talked about closing alone before. I think.
Yeah,
Mm.
I also figured if it's just like some
one's
small like family-owned sandwich shop, some one guy could be like closing on his own, you know?
Yeah, he runs the whole shop himself.
Right.
I think it's believable because I
Should
can
we
see it
reenact
happening.
this one?
We can.
We could
Oh,
do
you
one
mad
where
now?
he's a ghost. We do one where he's an actual boy, and we do like the consequences of opening the door and the boy in the bathroom.
Oh, okay, yeah, I like that.
Okay, we'll do the ghost one first. All right.
I'm
Can
not
I be
gonna
the boy?
lie, real quick.
I'll be the closing guy.
I can't lie.
Yeah.
What?
I was looking for a story. I didn't listen to a word Carter said because I was reading through stories, and I kept telling myself, "I'm like, no, listen," and then my brain would disconnect and listen and go back to this. So I have no idea what happened in that
There'll
story.
be sound effects.
What kind of?
You'll find out as
You
we
can
go.
be
I'll be
a
ghost
creaky
boy.
door.
But also, let
Creepy
me know,
door
I
sandwich
found
shop.
the shortest and funniest freaking home invasion story ever that we're gonna
Funniest.
love
Do
it.
you like
It's
back each other up and play
hilarious.
duos?
You're gonna love it. It's hilarious.
All right.
All right, I want to be the boy.
Okay, I want to be the boy in the real reenactment.
Oh, I
So
wanted
you're
to be the
ghost
boy
boy.
in the real.
Oh, we'll both be the boy.
Okay.
Wait, Carter, do you want to be?
Doesn't work.
I'll be the closing guy.
No. We can both be the boy. He's got schizophrenia.
Okay. All right, we'll both be
Wait.
the boy, but we can't
Which
talk
story are
over
we
each
talking?
other.
Are we talking about
Don't-
your?
Did you headbutt
kidding?
each other?
He just
Caleb, are we
smacked me
talking
in the
about
head.
your story or
Your
mine?
story.
Your
Okay,
story, your
okay.
story. What do you mean my
Get
story
back
when I
over
got
here, boy.
I don't know.
assaulted in the bathroom by a ghost? I don't want to reenact that. I don't want to be in the
I
bathroom.
don't know.
Okay, wait. You can be the boy. I'll be his coworker the next morning. Then.
What do I
Yeah,
know?
yeah. You can be
Okay,
the.
this
the
is the
friend.
You
ghost
just
version.
watch.
Okay.
Your sound effects. It's just you just watch. That's creepy. We'll do we'll do the ghost, the real version first.
Okay.
All right.
And now you will be hearing a reenactment of the Ghost Boy story, where Caleb will play the Ghost Boy, Carter will play the very sketchy man that opened the door on the Ghost Boy, and Noah will be playing the female coworker that the sketchy man talks to the next day.
I hate closing this stupid store. This is so dumb. It's such a late night. I'm so ready to go home. Ah, man, this is crazy.
Ghost.
Who is it, dude? We're 5 minutes to close. Come on, who's there?
Gotta use the bathroom.
All right, go ahead, go on. But we're about to close, so hurry up.
Ghost boy runs to bathroom, shuts door.
Stupid. Okay. Jeez. I guess I'll just do some dishes.
What? What?
Hey, kid. We're closing soon. Hurry up. Kid. Come on. Stupid. I mean, the door doesn't lock anyways. I guess I'll go in. Hello? Hey, kid. Dude, no one's here. What is this, bro? What? There's no way he could have got out. I know this store like the back of my hand. What happened? You know what? Screw this. I'm going home.
The next morning.
Night later.
Ghost.
Oh my gosh, is that a ghost boy out there? Oh my gosh. Oh, well, I'll just open up the store. Weird. Why is that little boy there? He's so creepy.
Ghost boy runs away.
Yeah.
Ghost.
Beginning of another long shift. Hey, Stacy, what's up?
Oh, hey. I just wanted to complain about my boyfriend for a little bit because that's all women do when they have boyfriends.
Right. Go ahead.
Yeah, so anyway, he's such a blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, sure, shut up.
Anyway, the creepiest thing happened earlier. I was opening the store and there was this weird little boy just like staring through the door at me.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah.
What was he wearing?
Nothing. He was naked.
That was the funniest seconds of my life.
Was the ghost boy actually naked?
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
I'm crying,
Because
dude.
I was gonna say, I do remember him having like a baseball cap. on,
Cardi, you
which was
sounded
pretty-
insane. You're the only character in it for so long. It was so funny.
And now you'll be hearing a reenactment of the Ghost Boy story, except this time there is a catch. This will be the story if the Ghost Boy was a real boy and the sticky situation that would unfold. Caleb will be playing the real boy, Carter will be playing the female coworker, and Noah will be playing the very extra sketchy male in this story.
Oh man, it's like 5 minutes till close. I'm like ready to get out of here, man.
Hey, mister.
Oh my gosh. What do you
Mister.
What?
Can I get an $8 deli cut?
No, we're about to close.
My mister, please. I haven't eaten in 6 weeks.
I'm sorry, kid. Why don't you just like get out of here? We're closed.
Can I at least use your bathroom?
My gosh. Make it quick, okay?
Thanks, mister. I haven't peed in 2 weeks.
Oh my gosh. Freaking children. Alright, I'm gonna go do some dishes, I guess.
Oh, God!
Washing dishes. Man, that kid still hasn't left.
Oh,
Alright, I guess I'll just go like count the money and stuff and put the food away and whatnot. I'll go do that real quick.
oh, God! Oh, God!
Alright, it's well past
It's like razors!
it's a well past closing time. I need to get this kid out of here. Hey!
What? I'm
Hey,
sorry, mister!
kid.
I'm sorry, mister! I haven't drinking water in weeks!
Kid, are you in there?
Mister, I'm sorry! I'm just a little longer!
Well, back into it. Well, I know the door doesn't lock. I'll just open it.
No, mister! I don't want me!
Oh my gosh, why are you naked? What are you doing, kid? Get out of here!
Mister, I'm just playing around!
Get out!
I'm just messing around, mister!
Get out of here!
Oh,
Get out!
God! Oh, God! Oh, God!
The next morning.
Hey, lady!
Wait. Alright, go.
The
Hey,
next
lady!
morning.
Man, I was in your bathroom last night. This weird guy came in and started looking at me. He was looking at me when I was in the bathroom.
Oh my gosh. Did you I was talking about my boyfriend and I saw this little creepy ghost boy in the window.
No, mister, that was me. I'm just pale white because I got seen.
Another day, another dollar. Here I go for my shit. Oh, what's the ghost boy doing here? Oh, get out of here, you runt.
You in my nightmares.
Yeah, so anyway.
My nightmares.
Stacy, I saw that kid last night. He wouldn't get out of the freaking
He's
store.
not mine, I swear.
Okay, good. Because I know you complain about your boyfriend a lot.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to, yeah.
Yeah, it's not my kid.
Yeah.
I just want to make that like more than clear.
I caught him naked.
I mean, more than clear. It's like not my kid.
Yeah, anyway.
Mommy.
Scene.
Let me in the door.
Scene.
Scene.
Alright.
That's actually how I believe it happened. I
That's
think that guy is
special.
an actual sex offender. And then he was like, I need to like put this off as I didn't
And he
actually
tried
open
to
the kid.
capture the naked kid.
Yeah, he's like, oh my god, the kid disappeared. Oh my god, like a big net like in Scooby-Doo.
Anyway,
We got him this time, gang.
This story is from the point of view of a man. One night, about 7 years ago, I just moved into my new home. The neighborhood was a good place, no major crime. About 2 months after I moved in, I hear a huge bang at 2 a.m. at the door, and then a loud redneck voice.
What the frick?
I'm in bed. I sleep nude, by the way.
Oh no.
My first reaction is to grab the sword next to my bed and charge into the living room and yell. The look on that guy's face was priceless as a 300-plus pound naked
Oh,
guy
no.
with a sword was yelling at the top of his lungs, charging at him. He got the F out ASAP, tripping over himself and fell in the yard while running. I called the cops, put on some pants, and waiting on the cops to get to me. Once they arrived, they had already had someone in custody. Saw him trying to break into another home down the street. I confirmed it was him. Oh, the guy was on meth. They found out the guy was on meth
Oh.
and looking for an abandoned lot to crash in.
What the heck?
He was just trying to sleep. The guy was on meth.
Dude. This dude being 300 pounds and
Butt
booking
naked.
it, butt naked.
I'm
I'm just,
The sword.
I'm
it's like
pounds
Roadhog.
big.
I'm imagining the fat jiggles.
I
as he
told you,
ran.
I had a funny one.
Hey everybody. This was just for our canine listeners.
Bork. 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 Bork.
I'm gonna paraphrase this next story because I don't feel like pulling it up and I know the story well enough.
Okay.
So it's just gonna be this is gonna be a paraphrased version of the story, which will be less spooky, but it's still like it's a creepy story. It's not really a scary story. So basically, these group of families were at a campground with, I think it was a campground. That's what it sounded like, but there was a bunch of cabins there. So maybe it wasn't a campground. Maybe it was just like back in the woods, a bunch of people in cabins back there. I know you could rent out the cabins. That's what they did. They rented them. And so a bunch of families were there. They were, hanging out, chilling. I think it was this kid's 9th birthday party or something. And so there was a bunch of kids there too. And, once it gets late and you're camping, you play manhunt.
Obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So basically the older kids would set the boundaries and stuff. And so they were out playing like out into midnight and stuff.
Is this a true story?
Yeah. Oh, not about me. No.
Okay, I was gonna say this sounds way too relatable. So
I know.
far.
It's very
Deep
relatable.
Trauma. He can't like let it know it's him. Like it freaks him out too much.
No, so basically they're playing until like midnight, and the kid who's 9, who's like the person who's this is about, he and another one of his friends, basically she would go ahead a little bit and scout and look for people, and then she'd signal to him and call him over. So they were doing that for a lot of the night, and then so they were hiding behind this truck, and she goes ahead and she starts scouting it out. And like it's been a minute since she signaled, and so like right as he's about to like walk out from the truck and then just tell her to like stop hiding or whatever, because she goes ahead, she hides, and she kind of like looks around to see if anyone's there. And so he was about to step around the truck and like yell to her to stop hiding because she hasn't signaled yet, and normally she signals like really fast. And right as he's about to do it, his wrist gets grabbed from behind him.
Ooh.
And so, he turns around and he kind of freezes. This is the story about the person who like freezes in the moment. There's this dude in this red hoodie behind him, and he's grabbing him, and he kind of just like stands there holding him for a minute. And he's a kid, he's 9 years old. He's thinking like, oh, is this dude's car? Is he mad that we're out late making a lot of noise? He's kind of thinking about that. And so he's holding him there for like, I don't know, he said what must have been just a few seconds, but it felt like a long time. And so he's holding him, and then he starts to pull him towards the woods that are right there. Or no, sorry, that doesn't happen yet. He has his hand in his pocket.
Oh.
He pulls out a knife, and then he starts dragging the kid towards the woods. And it's a gravel path, so the kid starts fighting, and he ends up able to break free of his grasp, and then he just books it as far as he can go until he finds an older kid, and then he has the older kid help him find his friend. He finds his friend, and then he's freaking out, so the other kids make them tell them what happened, and then once he tells them like what the guy did or whatever, they basically go round everyone up, and then they like count everyone up, make sure everyone's all good, and then they go tell the parents, and the parent in the story, he says the parents roll out on quads to go find the dude, which is really funny. But so the chick who is scouting ahead, he tells us at the end, and that's why I saved it till the end. The chick who was scouting ahead was just about to like signal for the dude, and the reason she didn't signal for him is because the dude was standing behind him for a long time. She saw him standing there behind him, and then like she saw the whole thing happen. She saw him like do that. He booked it, and she was like hiding there and saw the dude, and the dude like walked off into the woods after that.
That's
And
freaky.
yeah. But it also makes me wonder, like, she didn't come out when he started getting pulled into the woods, so like I wonder if she would have.
True.
She's the sissy I said not
She's
to.
a real life whore.
Yeah. Yeah. No, she
It
saw
all
a
comes
man
full circle.
in danger. I was like, no.
Well, I mean, it was a 9-year-old.
No.
Yeah, I mean, it was a dude with a knife. I mean,
Oh no, yeah, I get it.
I
At
understand.
least they're just screaming though.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing, is that the kid didn't start screaming, but I think this one is definitely real.
Oh,
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure. Which is
Like, I could see
horrifying.
that. The horrifying thing about it is that we used to play Manhunt in the woods at the campground,
There was a time we played.
where we all got split up.
Where y'all
I
got dragged in
remember
the woods.
there.
with the guy
I
with
don't
the knife.
remember who
We
it
don't talk
was.
about that.
It
I was
was
there.
really
I know what you're
late.
talking about.
January
The
14th.
guy at the boat docks.
Yeah, there was a
Yeah,
guy
the
at the
red
boat
eyes
dock
or whatever.
that we ran
Yeah.
into. Yeah.
Yep.
Like I
Spooky
was
little
like
fella.
freaking on like massive drug.
Guy at the boat.
I thought, no, actually, what I thought you were saying is, do you remember? So we went to this campground, and there was woods there, but there was like, there would be paths in the woods and stuff.
Yeah.
So, but this was like a wider path, and we were going through the woods, and then we got to a path, and I think there was like 2 dudes talking there or whatever,
Oh
like
yeah.
on the path on the
I
woods.
do
But we were
remember
all together, so we all just left.
that. Yeah.
I think we called it a night after that.
That's
Probably.
freaky.
But yeah, it was a relatable story, so I thought I should at least paraphrase it or tell it.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
No, it was beautiful. Yeah.
Hey guys, it's conspiracy time. I'll tell you what, I may not be a super conspiracious guy, but when I see a good conspiracy theory, I start to believe, And it's that time. It's Caleb. He has such a way with words, with conspiracies. I have no choice but to believe, and I just don't know what to say. Things are about to get suspicious.
Carter, do you have any more?
Nope.
Noah, do you?
Fresh out.
I'm out. I
Alright,
told my
Caleb, it's conspiracy time.
Yeah. Okay, you guys gonna get crazy.
Give us a little intro or a little preface to what's
You
about
guys
to
know
happen.
airports, right?
Never heard of it.
You guys know Satan, right?
Oh, okay.
You guys know the New World
My dad.
Order. You guys know symbolism, Freemasons,
I don't know.
swastikas,
Oh, okay. Okay.
devil himself incarnated.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got all of it.
Coronated.
The devil incarnated. So the devil. Okay, the
Okay.
Denver airport. All right, Denver airport.
Yep.
Wait a second. Let me get my computer pull up so I can show you some pictures.
Okay.
The Denver airport.
Well, I have to describe
You
the
always
pictures
see
to the
funny
people.
jokes about it because of like reptilian people, but there is so many bizarre things with that airport that just send me to a whirlwind of like, maybe we're all actually going to die if we go to this airport.
We should go
Let's do it.
on our werewolf hunt. We'll
Alright.
go.
So first off, let me preface this by saying the Denver airport, I can't remember when it was built. It was not long ago, all right?
Oh, okay.
And first
fresh.
off, it was built, it opened in 1995. The thing went over $1 billion in budget. It was only supposed to cost a couple billion, and Anaheim spent an extra $1 billion to make it.
What the heck?
And it took a couple extra years to make too.
Mm.
So when they were supposed to be done, all of a sudden they were like, actually, we need to put over another $1 billion and a couple more years into making it, right?
That's
The
suspicious.
thing has, I think, 6 or 7 layers deep of subtunnels.
Does it?
Yes. That only one layer is you can actually go into as a commercial person because
Yeah.
you can travel underneath the airport. The rest of them, the guys just say, oh, it's used for luggage package, like moving around luggage.
I don't
Which,
believe that.
first off, 6 sub-levels
That's
to
a red
move around
flag.
luggage? No. Second off, that's not a common thing. Like, the
Yeah.
only airports I could find that do, like, deep sub-level luggage packaging is, like, the one in New Bay.
Okay.
Like, for example, the Detroit only has one tunnel, and it's used for, like,
Yeah.
transporting people from, like, Windsor to Detroit.
Yeah.
Right? And that's the freaking Windsor tunnel.
Yeah.
So it's not normal. And the guys try to pass stuff like, no, it's very normal to have 6 sub-layers of tunnels.
Yeah, that's the first red flag I'm seeing.
So we're going to go for the tunnels first, because the
Okay.
tunnels are just to preface it, because everyone always talks about the tunnels.
Okay.
6 sub-layers of tunnels, right? Do you guys want to see some of the murals they had this guy paint for these tunnels?
Yeah, we'll have
Look
to
at these!
We'll have to post some of these.
I'll explain it.
Oh yeah, explain it, and then we'll also post
It is a
Sorry.
man with a giant sword stabbing a dove, an AK-47, in a classic Hitler Nazi outfit with a giant gas mask, standing over the bodies of children with a weeping prophet and a bunch of buildings and a rainbow.
Huh.
This is supposed to symbolize world peace, according to the guy who painted it.
That does not symbolize world
Isn't it
peace.
weird looking? Oh, let me show you some other ones real quick. Because that's what they all look like. They're all weird like that.
Make sure you save some of these so we can.
Oh, don't look
Post
at that
them.
horse yet, John. That horse is very important to the story.
Don't look at the horse.
And then you have ones like this, where it's okay, so this one's important. So I don't know what you just did to my computer, John, that it zoomed in this far.
I just zoomed in.
There's a zoom button? What the heck?
Holy
Anyways, it's every single nation and race all embracing each other over the body of dead soldiers.
That's so weird.
Now, this is why this is important, because the biggest thing people say is this airport is home to, like, the elites from the New World Order, right?
Okay.
That's where they say all the tunnels are.
Okay.
So you know what's one of the biggest things in Denver? In Denver and just Colorado, period.
Weed.
Okay, yes.
Mountains.
Yes, but it's also freaking, it's one of the strongest military presence we have
Oh,
in
yeah.
America. It's
Oh,
all in
yeah.
there. This thing's only a couple of miles away from the one big mountain where they do all the different freaking airport stuff.
Oh.
So they say that in these tunnels is interlocking things to those places, and conspiracy theorists think it leads to them to apocalyptic bunkers for the elites to go hide in.
Oh.
They also, some people say there's an Area 51 down there too, but because it's six subfloors is deep.
That's
Yeah.
deep.
It's
And
incredibly
that's-
deep.
Saying 6 subfloors doesn't necessarily say how big the subfloors are, too.
Yeah.
That's sketchy stuff right there.
I
Huh.
even looked up this guy who did it, and I was looking him up, and he's
He's
like,
dead?
No, he's alive, and he's extremely pissed that people think that stuff is weird. Like, he gets really defensive about, like, it's not weird at all. It's art, which is not even good art. And he gets mad about it, and he's like, it's all supposed to symbolize peace and unity of every single culture. And
He's
I'm
doing
like,
a
oh,
bad
okay.
job at doing that. That's all I'm going to say.
Right? No, agreed. It's freaky.
I don't like it at all.
So okay.
Okay, so
So
the tunnels
besides
are
the
weird.
giant of massing of tunnels
Yeah.
that shouldn't be there, and all the luggage areas, like you pick up your luggage, they have gargoyles. Various gargoyles
Oh,
that
that's-
watch over you.
That's weird.
Which in all, like,
And that's not like a normal
No!
looking gargoyle.
no,
That,
he's in agony. Oh, not this one. There's one where he has
That
his
one's
hands in his
silly.
eyes.
that one looks like a monkey.
But
That's racist.
In a suitcase.
first off,
Yeah.
I appreciate
why
that.
would you do gargoyles in the 90s? Only over baggage
Vampires.
claim. And two, the whole, like, cryptology when it comes to gargoyles is the fact that they defend against evil spirits, right?
Yeah.
So it's a little freaky. Then we have this. You just accidentally peeped it out, big guy.
Sorry.
They have, so the place was built, I think I said, what, 95?
Yeah.
They have a time capsule from March 19th, 1994 that has got the seal of the Freemasons approval on it and is not to be opened to 2094, I believe.
We need to crack
It's
that
got the
open now.
Freemason symbol on it. The freaking New World Order symbol, right?
I feel like we need to crack that open now instead of.
Well, there's only been one
2094.
report about what's in it, right? Because he said
What's-
they try
oh,
to
yeah.
keep it under wraps because the lockdown councils do it.
Yeah.
And he asked them, and one of the guys who was in charge of it was like, "Oh, it's just coins." And they're like, "Why would you just bury coins?"
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's my big one. So then I started getting a little too deep into it, right? And I went to the World Economic Forum itself and was
Oh,
looking
no.
up things that happened in 2094, right?
Yeah.
You want to hear some of the things they plan on happening in 2094?
What?
They plan on freaking 20% of the world's population to decrease.
What? How
No,
do you plan that?
there's something called, this one is called the SDG. It's this organization that has all these different goals of how they think the world needs to change by 2094
Okay.
for us to survive as human beings.
Okay.
It doesn't make any sense because when you read it, every time you read it, it just doesn't make any sense. But I want to read you or show you this is their main pillars of what they want to do. By 2094, they want zero poverty, zero hunger, good wealth of being, gender equality. Then it starts getting farther and farther to life below water, life on land, peace and justice, and partnership.
Life on land? That's already something we have.
Right, but it goes
think
life below
it's-
water, then life on land.
Yeah, that's weird.
That's the
Is it
main
supposed
pillars
to
of
be
what they
life
want
on
the world to
land,
look
as
like.
in like life in other planets.
Carter, I don't know, man. I'm worried about they want us to put us in the water. I'm not
yeah,
an
they want to put
Atlantean.
people in the water. I don't want to go in the
I want to
water.
put people in.
So it's called the SDG, right?
Yeah.
It's part of the Pioneers of Change Summit, which is one of the big ones. We're like, we need to change all this stuff by now, or else we're all going to die.
Yeah.
It's known as the Sustainable Development Goals by the UN itself, created for COVID-19.
Okay.
It's just random things you say we should probably do. So that's one. That one's not as creepy. I'll admit it right now. That one was only weird to me because I'm like, why? By 2094, they have 5 reasons why the robots will take over the world.
By who will take over the world?
The robots.
Oh.
5 reasons why.
Okay.
Okay, where
Do you
there's
have
this
them?
other one that was weird. It was some. You want me to read them?
Were they trashy or were they good?
It was like robots are advancing too fast beyond, or advanced AI. You know, the stuff that Elon Musk tells us is going to kill us.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
So then I found, I can't remember what this was, but it was basically like a file,
Yeah.
and it's just numbers for 2024. It's just numbers.
What the frick?
No.
Like, I don't know what it is. It's just a bunch of
No.
numbers.
Caleb, how did you find that file?
I'm on the World
No.
Economic Forum, dude.
I don't think you're supposed to have that file. I'm not gonna lie.
It's actually funny, when I kept pulling up, my computer kept crashing. But that was just because my computer's
Have you
bad.
guys seen what's that Nicolas Cage movie?
Oh, one of the airplane crashing?
No.
Yeah.
Oh wait, airplane crashing.
That's how it starts.
Yeah, there's an airplane. Well, it just made me think of that because they find like a bunch of numbers and it turns out they're all connected.
National
This-
Treasure?
Yeah.
It's not National Treasure. It's something else. But
I know
that's-
exactly what you're talking about.
yeah, that's just what I thought
Wait,
of when
the
you found a
alien
file of number. Yeah, it's
yeah,
an alien
That's
movie.
with the aliens.
Oh wait, when they take the kids?
Yeah,
Yeah,
what's
yeah.
it called?
Oh,
That's a good movie. It's freaky.
That was a good movie.
Wait, what happens in the movie?
The aliens take the kids.
Are they playing a game in it?
No, you're thinking of
No.
the Jumanji, but in
Knowing?
space, like Zutara or whatever.
I've been trying to
The
find that
Knowing,
movie.
that's what it's
What's it
called.
called?
Yeah.
Knowing.
Oh, I know the Knowing. Okay.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
We watched that together. How did I not know that?
We did. I forgot about that. Yeah, it just reminded me of that you found an anonymous chart of numbers for that year.
Oh, 'cause
In the
each
World
number, like,
Economic Forum that
predicted-
Yeah,
relates to the
they're-
date that the Freemasons are going to bust open their vein in the Denver airport. Yeah, I
Each
know, all right.
Number represented a
Sending
different
me to
like.
hell.
Real quick, do you know the
national
name
tragedy.
of that Jumanji, but in space? It's
It
whatever.
starts with a Z or something. It is like Zutara.
I've been trying
or
to find
something
it
like
for
that.
so long because I
It was
just
a good
remember the
movie.
people are in their house. They start playing the game. They get pulled into space, and then they have to finish the game. Is what I remember. in
Yeah,
order
it's
to go back.
exactly like Jumanji because
Okay,
then
yeah.
randomly a spaceman comes in and he's basically whatever that guy's name is. I forgot his name.
I don't know. Okay.
What's
Anyway,
the actor's name?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
Plays
what movie you're
Genie?
talking about.
Oh, I know what you're talking
Robin
about.
Williams.
I've not
Robin
seen it.
Williams. Yeah.
All right, go ahead. Go
Oh,
back to it.
and then I was looking up Denver Airport, right? And the World Economic Forum was saying that in 2018, that in order for the Denver Airport is asking for another $1 billion, almost $2 billion to renovate again. Again, after only 20 years, you want to renovate for $2 billion.
That's not.
They were saying
that's
that the
cap.
only way for cities like Denver to get this money is private investments, unmarked private investments. AKA, them giving them money and you don't know where it's coming from. So that was just some of the deeper ones I was getting into. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, I don't like all this relations.
That's suspicious.
Okay, so what? Oh, so I already went over the bunkers.
Yeah.
Oh, freaking! I don't know. I gotta find the picture for it because it's really weird. The one of the runways, like the main runway, looks like a swastika.
Does it actually?
No, like legitimately looks exactly like a swastika.
You gotta
It's just a
pull that
little
up.
bit different. I'll go. Denver Airport swastika.
Oh man.
It does. I mean, it doesn't look exactly
Stop.
like it, but it looks way too similar. Okay, so this is what it looks like when you look up Google Maps.
That looks like it.
Yep.
And then
I
look,
see it.
and then they just give you the little line.
Yeah, I see it.
Oh man.
And so I looked up the guy's quote when he was talking about it, and the guy was like, "It's just the best shape for an airport." Like that's his exact words. Like it's just the best shape for an airport. I'm like, dude, what are you talking about right now? So that's a
Could do
swastika.
better.
Huh.
Dude, there's a couple more. I just don't have a good memory.
You got this. You have your tabs, so you're good.
Yeah, that's where I left it. Oh, yeah, I forgot about the devil horse.
Oh,
Year behind schedule, $2 billion over budget is when they finally got it done. The longest airport. It is the longest airport and has the longest runway in history. And people talk about it, they're like, why Denver? Why would
Yeah.
Denver need the biggest airport known to man?
yeah,
Like even the one in Dubai, which is the one, I think that one gets what, the most traffic?
maybe.
It's Dubai and then I think the one
Is
in
it
New York.
Dubai?
Dubai.
Yeah.
I always sorry.
I was gonna say
Dubai,
I don't
and
know
I
what
think the one
Dubai
in
is,
New
so
York-
maybe,
I
but
think it's Dubai.
Get the biggest traffic for airplanes, and I think the one in Orlando, and they're not even as big. They're like
Yeah.
significantly smaller. So they made it.
the
They
murderous
commissioned
horse.
Lucifer,
Lucifer.
the murderous horse. He is a 32-foot tall horse
Oh my
weighing
God.
9,000 pounds. This sits outside the front of the Denver airport.
I've
What
seen
the
His
heck?
eyes
pictures of
legitimately glow.
that. I've seen that.
They're made to glow.
They glow red.
So first off,
Whoa.
the artist who made it died. You want to know why? In 2006, when he went to repair it, a piece of it fell off, cut open his artery, and he died. Even the guy who made this couldn't survive.
The guy
Dude.
who made it was killed by his own creation.
Exactly.
Dude,
Do you see this thing?
How
Lucifer
ironic.
killed him.
that's
So
a-
people
that's
say this
crazy.
symbolizes like the four horsemen of the apocalypse, and then it's also people just say like, why would you make this? Like you have all this other creepy
Why
stuff in your
Denver?
place. Why this?
Why does this need to be a Denver? What is this? What does this signify in Denver? I'm just curious. Like, why is this something you put in Denver? Why you make a
That's
Denver
what we're
airport
all
and you're like,
thinking, man.
oh, let's make a big 9,000-pound horse.
You just copied the
Yeah, I did.
image.
32 feet tall, right? So that's Lucifer. That's big guy Lucifer.
Yeah.
Oh, we already got the swastika. I think I might have covered all the really, really, really weird stuff.
All of these added
these are
up
some of the
are
other
making me
tunnels.
believe.
Like they're not as creepy as the murals, but they're still just confusing.
Yeah.
And then they say that there's 10,000 people who work in the tunnels every day.
10,000 people.
10,000 workers. It's like, what are you talking about?
Huh.
So that's my thing. I have this one more tab. I
Do you
don't know
think
what
they're
it is.
hiring?
Carter. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. One of us has to go to Denver and
Dude, I'll do it.
infiltrate this.
When we were behind on our train trip, like
Person.
behind schedule, I was looking at
Oh, these are the
airports to
tunnels.
see if I could get a cheap flight, and I almost got one in Denver in that
Really?
airport. Yeah.
Dude,
These are what they look like.
That looks like the back rooms.
that's the back.
That's the
rooms right
tunnels?
there.
Whoa.
He's
Just
literally-
seeing these are giving me chills right now.
He's showing us these photos of tunnels that are like back rooms esque, and they're just like, there's no way that those are the tunnels that are in an airport.
That one
Very
literally was
anonymous
the back
tunnels.
rooms.
Yeah, it basically is. Oh, that's
Dude,
so
I'll
creepy.
send you
So
to 'em.
weird,
Because
dude.
you know how I said that they say that's like an apocalyptic bunker for rich people?
Yeah,
Mhm.
When you actually look at it, dude,
it is.
it's such reinforced concrete that these things can survive multiple nuclear blasts.
Jeez.
So that's
All
what
the
the
rich
people are saying.
people
Like,
going to
why do you
Denver.
need this? Like,
Yeah.
what does this serve in an airport?
Is that water?
No, it's lighting.
I thought,
And it goes deeper.
oh,
It's
my
fixed
God.
I
up
thought that was
space.
water.
Fixed up spaces, dude. There is not a single point. They
Dude.
wouldn't let camera crews in there for the first while, and it's just been recently, last 10 years that they let guys record, just news stations.
Oh,
So it's
really?
even weirder. And then they talk about they had one of the guys who worked on the tunnels.
Yeah.
Like when they were first doing them, he was like, when you were working on them, you would find more tunnels that we didn't build, and he told you just ignore him. Just keep doing what you're supposed to do.
Jeez, that's so...
Well,
And then he
What?
had a guy who was who's been working at airports for like 40 years.
Yeah.
He was talking about, he's like, this isn't common. Like for baggage tunnels, like they're small, they're compact, and
Yeah.
you're just supposed to get something up and down escalators. He's like, they're not 6 subspaces. They're not this.
Yeah.
They're not so big you can fit a crane under them. Like this is not a
Yeah.
normal thing.
That's sketchy, dude.
So that is my Denver airport one because I thought it was funny.
Here's the thing. I don't know if I believe the whole conspiracy, but I believe something's going
No,
on down
the
there.
tunnels is the one that's a weird one.
I believe something's going on down there, you know?
Yeah, it's just too many coincidences because you have the big tunnels.
Too
which
many
is
things
weird
are
enough.
adding up.
You have the fact that it was privately funded by individuals you won't
Yeah.
name. That you're like, all right. Then you want to do $2 billion in revenue. That the World Economic Forum's like, this should be just we should let them do it anyways.
Yeah.
And
That's-
Lucifer.
Then then you have weird stuff like gargoyles and Lucifer and the weird apocalyptic freaking
Yeah, because
world.
the murals were really weird.
Well, that's what it
Yeah.
is. It all has and then the Freemason thing. It all has like that whole New World Order vibe where you're like, why the Denver airport?
Mhm.
Dude, the Denver airport's where it's at, apparently.
Well, because because it's by so many different military bases and bunkers.
I think it's
like in the
because there's a
vicinities.
secret portal to space there.
Whoa.
Caleb's mind is blown.
It's
right
like
now.
I want to find it.
it's like Stranger Things, how under the mall they just have like a giant military Russian
Dude, it's
base.
exactly. It's like
It's
that
just
with like
like that.
5 more layers.
They're gonna have a portal, a gateway to the upside down.
I believe, actually.
See, that's my conspiracy I want to go with. I want them to be like a bunch of little goblins down there.
What the heck?
Little
Little
Grimblies.
gnome freaking.
Do you think
Yeah.
that's where they keep the dogman
Civilization.
population?
Yeah.
No,
Dude, this is like Area 51, but for like all like the naughty cryptids, and you just throw
Yeah.
them in there like.
She's
Yeah.
naughty.
You've been a
bad
naughty little
boys.
boy.
I
You're going
mean,
to the Denver
If it's
airport.
surrounded by so
Every
many,
once in a while, Sasquatch escapes. That's when the sightings have
True.
happened.
if it's surrounded by so many military bases, though, the reason it's the largest runway could just because they have like larger like planes that like
Right, but
actual
it's all
military
supposed to be
planes.
commercial. It's a commercial airport.
Oh right.
And it's a
Like-
swastika.
But that's what it is. It's weird
Yeah.
because it's like it's supposed to be a commercial airport, but it's like smack down in the middle of like military bunkers, and it's like
Yeah.
why?
But
It's
really
so,
And the
weird.
swastika, yeah.
Yeah.
It's so when the apocalypse happens, they can get all the elites on this massive cargo plane, and they have a big enough runway to land it, so they can get the
Dude, you are
elites into
so
that
right.
airport.
That's where they're doing those tunnels. They're
That's
transporting
why
the
they
materials.
have it.
Didn't they already say they're trying to basically make a giant? What was it that when Cairo they want to make the giant freaking floating hotel that can go
Oh.
for years without landing?
Yeah.
You know what I was thinking about? We should make more pyramids again.
Why?
Why was I thinking about it?
No, like why do you think we should make them again?
Imagine like a pyramid, but like a modern day one, like for like housing and
Dude,
stuff.
there's
Oh,
a-
didn't they make that one in Las Vegas?
There's
Yeah,
a Cabela's that's shaped as a pyramid. Did you know that?
The
Really?
roof or the
Yeah.
building?
No, like
Oh!
the whole building.
I know what
Wasn't
you're
it
talking
cool?
about because they say reptilian people live there.
Yeah.
Wasn't it cool?
What?
Was it cool?
It sure. Yeah, it looks cool. It's
Yeah,
just
see?
a massive pyramid. It's
Exactly. That's why I'm
Cabela's.
saying we need to build more pyramids.
I agree. Did
We-
you see the video about how they think? You know how
Or,
the Easter Island
Bass
heads have
Pro
the big
Shops or
eyes,
something like that.
Yeah.
Not Cabela's. I'm
like
sorry.
the deep eyes, big brows.
Yeah.
They were doing experiments with like fake ones where like if you put a rope under them, you can like legitimately walk the thing. So they're saying that's what they think why it was made like that, so that people can make it and then put it in the eye and then just walk it all the way.
Oh
Wait,
yeah,
what
I
did
know
you
what you're
say?
talking about.
You know the Easter Island heads, how they don't know how
Oh.
they got whatever because they're too heavy.
Yeah.
You know how their brows go far and the eyes all swollen in.
Yeah.
They were doing experiments where if you put ropes in them, you can legitimately just totter of like 10
You can,
people on
like,
each side.
totter
So
it.
20 people, you
Oh.
can
Like
totter
that.
the thing and move it around.
Oh, I see. Yeah, yeah.
So they think that's how they did it.
That makes sense. You know what I think? I think that they built it exactly where it is, but they built full body structures, and then the bodies are buried beneath the heads.
Like big guys with big heads.
Yeah, and Stonehenge is where one of their fingers are popping out.
My fingies.
I like to think it's a celestial emerging, and Stonehenge's fingers and the Easter Island heads are.
Is that not a Marvel thing? Because that
It
should
is.
be a Marvel thing. Is
Mm.
it?
Oh, I thought you meant celestial.
No, I get that, but I'm saying that should be a Marvel thing.
Oh no, it's not.
That should be a Marvel thing.
It should be.
That's foolish.
Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the podcast. I mean, we sure did. We talked a little bit about some spooky real life scenario stories that happened to some people. We talked about some Denver airport conspiracy. we just had a real grand old time, and we hope you guys had a grand time as well. It was really enjoyable. Make sure that you guys are, well, one, make sure you're following us on, I don't know if you're watching on Spotify or a different platform, but most of you are watching on Spotify probably. So just make sure you're following us, one, so you can see like when we're posting and stuff, so you know when a new podcast comes out. It's every Friday, by the way. And also make sure that you guys leave a review, because it helps us out and it helps you out. Why does it help you out? Because it does, so just do it. We also have a YouTube channel. If you guys haven't checked it out, it's We're Not Experts. It might be hard to find by looking at We're Not Experts, but what you need to do, sorry, I got a phone call.
Sorry, that's my agent.
It's my agent, sorry. It might be hard to find by just searching We're Not Experts on YouTube. So what you need to do is you need to follow our Instagram, Magic Touch Photos, which you can find easily, photos with a Z. And in our description, we have a link tree to all of our, and I mean all of our accounts on multiple different things. And also we just post important stuff on our Instagram that you should really see. You know what I'm saying? Right, guys?
Right. I agree with everything he just said.
Yeah, what Caleb said. So anyway, we hope you guys enjoyed.
Yeah, that was the FBI calling, by the way, because we know too much. Just saying.
Oh. Well, we hope you guys enjoyed. We may or may not have a podcast next week because the FBI is coming. And yeah, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube and follow the podcast, because we're going to have some cool videos coming on the YouTube very soon. We've got one in the works, one coming up that will be in the works, and then another one that will be in the works and will be coming up. It's crazy. It's spectacular.
Heard that right.
You heard that right.
This is the end of the We're Not Experts podcast. I hope you guys enjoy yourself, and we'll see you again next week. I will be seeing you guys tonight, since I do live under your bed, and you guys won't be seeing me, because that's how this whole monster thing works. Make sure you come hang out with us again next Friday on the We're Not Experts podcast. Bye-bye.
What's happening here?
We're doing an outro. You want to say bye?
Oh, are we?
Yeah.
Have you actually been sleeping?
I fell asleep at the end there.
Hey, say something before you leave.
Oh, thanks for listening, guys. We love you. Go look at our socials and stuff.
Bye.
Bye.
Mark.